Student, this is Miss Sobi and today we will discuss your history section chapter the East India Company of class 6. Topic: the history and role of East India Company. Objectives: to inform about the setting up, growth and role of the East India Company. Resources that I have used: textbook, atlas, encyclopedia and internet. The French and British plan. The French formed their company. A few years later, the Dutch drove the Portuguese out of the most of India except Goa, but later moved most of their trading station to Southeast Asia. The English, French, and East Indian companies were left largely to fight for most of the trade of the subcontinent. Each wanted to drive the other out of that it could have all the trade. In 1741, the Frenchman Dupleix became governor of the French station at Pondicherry. He trained an army of Indian soldiers in European way of fighting and equipped them with the most modern guns and cannon of the time. At this time, the Mughal Empire had almost collapsed and different princes were fighting for the power and land. The French and British, seizing an opportunity, began to train India's soldiers in return for a special trading right from Indian princes. In 1748, when the ruler of the state of Karnataka and Hyderabad both died, two rivals appeared for each of the thrones. In Karnataka, Chanda Sahib, the prince supported by the French, won and was made ruler. The British East India Company realized that this was serious as they would lose trade. Next heading is Robert Clive. They sent in their army under Robert Clive and captured Arcot, capital of the Carnatic. Soon afterwards, when Chanda Sahib died, Muhammad Ali, a prince supported by the British, was made the ruler. In Hyderabad, the French put their prince Salabat Jung on the throne, but the British French governments in Europe said that their company's armies must not fight one another. Other princes in the region felt that the British army was the better of the two, so British East India Company influences grew. However, France was still strong in northeast India, eastern India, Bengal. The British had a trading station at Fort William, now that is of Kolkata, where they built fortifications on it against the order of the young ruler Sirajud-Dowla. When they refused to knock them down, Sirajud-Dowla attacked and captured the city in 1756. Soon afterwards, the British East India Company's army under Robert Clive arrived and not only recaptured Fort William but also seized the French station of Chandranagar. Clive now wanted to stop all French influence in the area so that the British could have all the trade. To do this, they had to overthrow Sirajud-Dowla. Siraj's chief general Mir Jafar was in secret touch with the Clive and promised that in any battle he would change sides and help the British if he could be ruler. The Battle of Plassey was a disaster for Siraj too. Mir Jafar kept his soldiers out of the fighting and Siraj army their gunpowder went wet and useless in a sudden thunderstorm. Siraj himself was captured and murdered by the British. Mir Jafar was made Nizam, but he was forced to pay the East India Company 10 million rupees for the damage caused to Fort William and 16 million each to Clive and several other officials. A quarter of the whole revenue of Bengal had to be handed over the British each year, but as there was not enough money, Mir Jafar was forced to sell huge amount of his own jewels. Clive was made governor and returned to Britain. 4 years later, a very rich man, the plunder of Bengal East India Company, now plundered Bengal, imposing heavy taxes and forcing rich people to pay huge bribes. They compelled Mir Jafar to free British private traders from taxes. The officials no longer traded for the company but just made fortunes for themselves. The East India Company's profit fell very rapidly. Warren Hastings and Pitt's India Act. In 1769, the company, almost bankrupt and desperate, sent out Warren Hastings, a man who had spent many years working from them in India and who spoke Urdu, Persian and Bengali. In 1772, he was appointed Governor General of Bengal. He was helped by a council of 4 men, 3 of whom opposed him in almost everything he did, so that progress was slow. How did he did, however, make some changes. Hastings established British power in much of India, but his enemies, many of whom were men whose profitable tricks he had stopped, were waiting to catch him. He had stopped waiting to catch him. In 1785, he returned to England, where he was put on trial for many of the things he was supposed to have done in India. The trial in the English Parliament lasted 7 years, at the end of which Hastings was found not guilty. However, Hastings died in an unhappy man. Pitt's India Act. This was the real beginning of British rule in the subcontinent and was the basis of government in India until independence in 1947. Kindly go through Pitt's India Act on page number 112 of your history geography book. Conclusion. This chapter covers the end of the Mughal Empire and the Muslim kingdoms and the rise of the British. It is important for a student to understand how the weakening kingdoms were exploited, sometimes with inside help, and the British interfered in their government. This eventually led to the British government in England imposing their authority, as they did not want to lose this rich land. Reinforcement. Do all questions given after this chapter for enhancing your knowledge. Thank you.